Welcome to Dad Does, and today we are reviewing the Sjcam Legend action camera. Here it is. So of course these are very similar to a GoPro in terms of features. 30-meter water resistant in this case right here. This one will film up to 4K resolution, 24 frames per second, gyro, anti-shake, 2 screens. As you see, you've got this one on the front, one on the back. Whole bunch of features. We're going to have a link below to kind of all the specs, so we're not going to be able to go over all of them in the video. What we want to do here is really take you through exactly what you get with this Sjcam Legend. This is from Sjcam. Exactly what you get in terms of the different pieces that come with it, and then of course go over some of the footage that it shoots and talk about kind of in our real world testing how the footage looks. So we'll get to all of that. But let's start out by showing you a little bit more of a close-up of the camera itself and just the different pieces that come with it. Alright, took the camera out of its case just to give you a close-up look of it. It's got a nice feel to it, really like the screen that you have on front here. It gives you some information about how long your recording is, mode, stuff like that. Then a nice 2-inch touch screen on back here. So here you've got a touch screen, so you can kind of pull these down, and there's Wi-Fi here. There's an app, of course, that goes with it. We'll show you more of that. So some different settings you can do here. All the different video modes here. We're going to just bring this up real quickly here. Video lapse, slow motion recording, still frame, all that good stuff there. We're just going to go into video real quickly. I'll just show you. All right, got the right menu up here. Just wanted to show you the resolution, because that's always key with these cameras. So 4K, 24 frames per second, 2K, 30 frames per second at 1080. You can do 60 frames per second, of course, down to 30. We've got 1080p, 30 frames per second, 4:3 ratio. Showing the 30 frame per second super here, 720, 120 frames per second. So just showing you this because it's important. If you're going to do a lot of slow motion, things like that, you're looking to get up to 120 frames per second. You'll do 720p on this. If you're okay with 60 frames per second, you can get up, which is pretty impressive, to the 1080p. If you're going to do 4K, you're going to do 24 frames per second. So just wanted to show you those resolutions there to see what you have there. We're just going to go back out here. And like I said, we'll have a link below to kind of go through all of the different features here. Too much to show them all, but you can do things like set whether you want a wide view, narrow, all that cool stuff, middle, narrow, so all of that. You know, again, if you've used any of these before, and we've reviewed some of the Sjcams before, gyro sensor here, there's a car mode, all that stuff. We'll have a link below to some of the other ones we've reviewed. This is the latest model, the Sjcam Legend, volume, timestamp, all that stuff. But if you're familiar with these, familiar with a GoPro, you know, very similar stuff in terms of what you can do here, setting up both the photo and video modes. And again, we'll just bring this up here. So I want to show you there are quite a few modes here between time-lapse video, slow motion, photo lapse, burst mode. They even have a car mode here. They have underwater. So a lot of different modes that you can pick here, and they'll just kind of auto set some settings on it. But in terms of the operation, it's pretty straightforward. Record button right up here, press record. And right now I'm recording video. And there you go, kind of as simple as that. Over on the side here, this is our power switch, and then this is our function switch. We can turn this on here, turn on the Wi-Fi. It can bring up the Wi-Fi menu there. We can also go into a menu here, and we'll bring you right over to that same menu. So you can do that. And it allows you to select that way if you don't have access to the touch screen. And on the front here, have the screen here, which will give you some information. I'll just show you that as I hit record here so you can see. So you'll see, as it's recording, you'll see that time in the front here. So just a nice feature, you have that front and back. Over on the side here, this is where the micro SD card goes in. And you also have a mini HDMI and the micro USB, which is how you charge it up and hook it up to a computer, and a small speaker there. So there you go. That's it. Let me bring it over to the bottom. Sorry. Tripod mount on the bottom here. And over here where your battery is inside is in here. But to charge it up, you would just use the micro USB, which a cable they supply. So let's take this away for a second and show you all the various things that come with it. So we're not going to go through everything in here, but just wanted to point this out because we're pretty impressed by how many different adapters and everything it comes with. So you get this case right here, which is great, of course, for going underwater. So you get your kind of basic case there, the mount here, but then they provide a whole bunch of other mounts if you want to mount it onto your, a lot of different things. A handlebar, different mounts. We've got another mount in here. We've got endless mounts. These you can put on your dashboard, or a car mount, or a helmet mount, and you slip it in there. So we've got one of those. Some additional stickies here, another mount here. So again, we'll have links so that you can see all this. It's kind of boring to take you through every different mount, but just wanted to show you the quantity. So you think it's, you know, sometimes when you get these things, you worry like they're going to cheap out and not give you all the adapters. They give you quite a bit in here, you know, kind of all the basic mounts you would need. Also over here, you get the micro USB cable in terms of charging it up. So you get that cable as well. And over here, just want to show another back here. If you need to be able to access that touch screen through the back here, you can use this one. If you want the full 60 meters water resistant, you can use the solid back. So you've got all that stuff again. If you're familiar with GoPros, you'll be familiar with all this, or the other Sjcams, and then another mount right here. So wanted to show you that, and then also this to allow you to clean off as you get fingerprints on there. So that's a quick look at all the equipment here. What we want to do is we're going to take you through the app quickly, and then we want to really get to the footage and show you the footage that we shot with it. All right, so we've pulled up the Sjcam app. You've got, of course, the live preview. I'm just going to grab the camera, move it here so you can see live preview, which is nice. And then it allows you to basically control all the things rather than using the small little interface on the screen. It does have a nice 2-inch screen, but obviously my phone has a much larger screen. So in addition to the preview, I can go into all the different settings here. We'll just call this up real quickly. So you can change everything here just like you could on the camera, but go ahead and change all your different settings here. So that is nice. I'll go over here and go down. I can switch it from camera, time-lapse, photo, video, all that cool stuff. Hit record, start recording. Want to go over here and show you this, all the different resolutions I can pick over here as well. Let me just go out over here. So real quickly here, I can access this. So some of these things are just easier to do on the large screen on your phone rather than trying to do it on the camera. So go ahead and change anything right here. I just wanted to show you right down here what's nice. If you go into the gallery here, what's cool is you can access any of the photos or video that are on your camera. So of course you could play it back on the screen on the camera, but the cool thing here, if you're out in the field, you know, your phone doesn't have a micro SD card slot, you can download any of them. So I can go ahead and select here. So I'm just going to pick select, and let's say I want that. Then right over here, I can click this and it'll bring it right onto my phone. So just a neat way, if you want to transfer something to your phone, then obviously you can share it out to all your social and do all that cool stuff. So that's it. I mean, the app's pretty straightforward, works well if you want to have that live preview, transfer stuff, and then just easier access to access the menus rather than going through the stuff on the camera itself. The other good thing about it is that when there are firmware upgrades, it comes right through the app. So you'll see on the app, there's a new firmware upgrade, sends it right to the camera, and there are some updates that come out, which is cool as well.
All right, to the video we shot. Rest of this video, we will show you all things shot on the Sj6. We've been using it a couple of weeks now, all different settings. So this is at the Women's March, large scene. We've got the wide view, works well. We find most of these action cameras now work fine in normal lighting like this. So this isn't much of a challenge, but showing you a little bit of distortion on the end because you have it in wide view, but overall works really well, pretty clean picture. But we really want to test it. Look how dark it is. But check this out as we experiment with some sparklers. Now this is usually the death of these little action cameras. They're terrible in low light, but take a look at this. Really impressed by this. My son there with a couple of sparklers there. That's the only light we're using. We're not touching this up at all. I've been post-processing. So really impressed with its ability to pick up in this low lighting situation, pick up the sparklers. We teased at the beginning a couple of the slow-mos done with it, so it looks really cool. So this is something where we've done this before with other action cameras, and you just often don't get a really nice picture just because of the low light of it. So really impressed with the sensors on the Sj6 Legend here, able to pick that up. Going to show you a little bit more here, just showing here as we're doing this kind of more advanced sparkler. I'm not sure if this one's legal or not, but doing this, kind of shooting it at his glove there. And again, just being able to pick this up. There's no other light around. As you see when these things go out, you see it's completely dark, but the amount of light given off by these sparklers, the sensor's able to pick it up pretty well. Now, take a look at that. Didn't see that, right? Bring it down to slow motion. This is 120 frames per second. So that's the other thing with these action cameras, showing their ability to pick up things on slow motion, throwing this BMO here. We're going to slow it down. And as you see, just a really nice picture. So pretty impressed with it. The low light, the ability to go 120 frames per second and really get some nice slow-mos. That's what you want out of an action camera. And Sj6 Legend worked really well. Then this is my favorite part, throwing a ball at the camera. So overall, we're going to end here with the slow motion when I hit it. But overall, just want to leave you with, worked really well, really impressed by it. No real downsides to it. Occasionally some problems with the Wi-Fi dropping in and out on the app, but overall worked really well. So if you want to know more about the Sj6 Legend, we'll have a link below, both to the company and to our website where we'll have some more information. Thanks for watching.